Dr. Leyland. Step into the future, the world is waiting now. Dreams are in the making, we'll show you how. From the books to the screen, from the stage to the stars. Level up your game, let's raise the bar. Innovation, inspiration, it's in our DNA. Breaking through the limits, we're paving the way. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. Empowered in your passion, your voice will be heard. Building a legacy with every word. From podcasts to pages, from business to art. Level Up's the place where it all can start. With heart and with vision, we're chasing every goal. Together we'll ignite the fire in your soul. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, we're trailblazing, breaking through the mold. Dreams are alive, let your story unfold. With courage and pride, we'll take the fight. At Level Up, we own the night. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. So let's level up and never look back. On the road to greatness, we're on the right track. Together we'll soar, together we'll fly. At Level Up Academy, we're alive.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Level Up Academy. I am so excited because 50 Inspirational Connections is here, but most importantly, my ambassadors are here, minus Zion, because it's like 3 a.m. this time, so he's excused. Okay, Mike is represented tonight by himself. No, excuse me. He's never by himself. We always bother him. That is our brother from Hounds of Business Community. All right, so first things first, Susanna and I actually have a book anthology coming in. It is called In the Space Between, okay? The stories that we don't say out loud. So most importantly, when we want to get inspired, okay, we want to know, how did you get started? That's most of the questions that I go when I go on a podcast. Dr. Leyland, how did you get started? And, you know, where did you come from? And how did you started with this one? And what is your plan for the next 5 to 10 years, right? But no one ever asks, how are you doing right now? What are you doing to pivot and change? No one wants to know the dirty, hairy of your life, the misery of your life, the struggle that you're going through, the moment of despair, right? You're hanging on for your dear life. No one ever talks about those real stories because guess what? Everything is glamorized, right? You only want to know the success part and you only want to know how you got started. And then the in-between somehow just gets deleted. But Susanna and I are actually focusing that transformation because the truth actually comes from the adversity that we go through, right? You can't really go through life without adversity. That's just part of life. Even the ones who have money, because sometimes when you don't have money, the first thing you do is, if only I had enough money, I would do this. But look at the people who have money. They also still have issues, right? In fact, some of them kill themselves for loneliness. Has nothing to do with money, has something to do with your mindset. But how do we do that? How do we stay within ourselves motivated, sustained, and inspired? And that's really the conversation that Susanna and I want to do in our books of this anthology specifically, but also tonight's discussion. I want to know from my ambassadors their own, right, inspiration. How do they stay in the momentum? Because inspiration is like lightning. It strikes suddenly, it jolts you awake, and it fills you with possibility. Maybe it's a story you've heard, or a person you've met, or a challenge that sparks something inside you. But here's the thing, inspiration alone doesn't guarantee change. It's that first rush of adrenaline, but it doesn't last forever. Now, if you're anything like me, I get so inspired, I do it, and then halfway through, I'm like, okay, this is getting boring. And then I do another thing, and I forgot what was happening the other one, right? We've all felt it, being pumped up after a conference or after your book or a powerful conversation, but only to watch that energy fizzle out a week later or maybe even a month later. So the real magic isn't just in getting inspired, it's in staying motivated. It's about what you do after that spark, how you fuel it, protect it, and turn it into a steady momentum. And momentum doesn't come from waiting for another lightning strike. It comes from small, consistent actions, from surrounding yourself with the right people, and from reminding yourself daily why you started in the first place. When you find ways to stay in motion, whether that's through routines, accountability, anchoring yourself in your bigger purpose, you stop relying on random bursts of inspiration and you start building a fire that doesn't go out, right? That is mission with passion. That's how movements are built. That's how legacies are created and how ordinary people do extraordinary things. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about exactly that. What happens once you get inspired? And how can you stay in the momentum even when motivation gets tested? Okay, because inspiration sparks the idea, but the momentum is what makes the vision real. So let me introduce you guys to our ambassador. Okay, our ambassador is Susanna Don, Marlene Foster, and our brother Mike Asher Brenner. How are you guys doing?
What's going on here with me?
I know. I somehow I see you in.
Huh.
Is it just me, or Marlene is like dark?
I am.
In the back page.
Yeah, I'm like, what is happening? Okay, let me. I
Maybe
think she's
it's
stuck in there.
voice activated. So
Maybe.
camera on.
Camera on. I see her on the background though, but I don't see her in here. Okay, Marlene, go back out and then come back in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see what's happening in there. Okay, the first question is, how are you guys doing? No? Mike is like, I'm tired. It's 10 p.m.
I'm
I'm
tired.
like working my dog up. See?
The world operates on New York City time.
No,
West
PST.
So everybody's
Listen,
sleeping.
I'm actually going to show you where I'm at. See, I'm at a cafe, guys, literally. And yeah, so that's why I'm having this background so you don't see people walking behind me. But Susanna, how are you doing, sister?
I'm doing good. It's been a good month. As I think it's about where I'm at on that stuff now. It's been a pretty good month.
That's good. That's good. How do you like your new job?
It's been crazy, but it's been fun too. Dealing with an interesting group of students is always fun to see what happens.
Yeah, but this is actually really cool that you're in it because this is the first time that you become like a full educator, right? Like I drag you basically to be with me. And there's Marlene. So that's awesome. Yay, we can see you. How are you doing, Marlene?
Thanks, Mike.
Rooting for you.
She's She's able to see us now and hear us, and we can see her. That's good, though. That's good that you guys are here. I'm so thankful because inspiration, like I said, is great because it sparks an idea, it sparks the feeling of like, let's go. But motivation really kind of kicks in the momentum, right? So that is like my first question. And I'm going to start with Marlene because she came in last. What does inspiration mean to you personally, Marlene?
Oh, inspiration. It's being, of course, proactive. Inspiration, for me, is that I often think back to different experiences that I've personally had, and then I think of also, CJ, some of the conversations I may have had with you. Okay, and I think of maybe something that even Susanna. Sometimes I think of things that you said. So it's like it's going inward with my intuition, and thinking about that as well. The grounded part of me, and then guys, when I think about inspiration, I think of the times when I stepped out of bounds because I'm one of those sometimes guys who loves to step out of bounds, step out of bounds a lot of times. But it draws me back in, CJ, Susanna, Mike, it draws me back in and say, okay, Marlene, you know what you need to be doing. It's almost like it's a finger point at me, guys. It's like say, okay, now you know what you need to do. And so, and poetry helps me too, guys. For years, I've written poetry. I write poetry. And it's like when I'm feeling out, like you said, out of bounds like that, CJ. The poetry draws me, it inspires me, and it's sort of, and it kicks me and says, okay, now that you've done this long enough, now it's time to get back on track. And I start to also visualize, guys, where I see myself. Where do you see yourself tomorrow? Where do you see yourself in a few years? I start to look at where do I see Marlene? Where do I see myself? And that inspires me. Where do I see myself going, and what has occurred, what type of challenges I faced that helped me to get ready to move forward. So that's basically mainly how I look at inspiration.
I love it. I love it because you're looking at adversity. I'm like, bring it. Let's go. Right. I love it. How about you, Mike? What does inspiration mean to you personally?
Oh, goodness. I don't know. Short answer would be fuel. Inspiration equal fuel. So, and I'm not talking about that fake, excited, burnout, motivation, fleeting stuff. I'm talking about the kind rooted in authenticity, right? So, what I mean by that, for me personally, and a lot of folks I've seen, you run away from something, right? You're running, maybe you're fighting against something, right? It could be against your own poverty, and now you're building a business fighting towards freedom, and or it could be homelessness. But you're a lot of us start off that way. I see it in the house quite often, right? In our friend circles too. But for me, there's a point where you leave that behind. What got you there won't take you there. So it's kind of interesting for me. The new chapter is creating from purpose and passion, not against things or being something, or it's this kind of architect mindset. It's like, hey, I'm just building. Like, why? Because I can. Kind of, like the same reason they asked the first person that climbed the Everest, why'd you do it? He said, because it's there. It's kind of where I'm at. I'm just like, I know what I want to see. I can visualize it. I got the corporate answer, but I've also got the real answer, right? Like, that's really what inspires me, because I want to leave legacy. So to me, it's fuel, and it's also encouraging. I see it with the hounds. That's what's really interesting is we're building it together, right? The more we build together, the more it becomes less about one person and about all of us. So it's fun to see. I hope that made sense at 11:30 or 10:30. I've been doing yard work.
No, it does. But you have been having ice cream. I don't have ice cream. I will have ice cream though. So, Susanna, what about you? What does inspiration mean to you personally?
Awareness. For me, it's that moment where it's not just knowing what I can do, knowing that I can do something. It's that awareness. That's that step that begin taking the steps towards whatever it is that's that I'm inspired to start working on. And I mean, right now it's just my brain just goes in so many directions right now, which is not helping. But I have some ideas of things that I want to get done, and the only way they happen is with that awareness, and that's the inspiration. It can be, and then it depends on where it comes from, because it can come from so many different places, and I've seen it from so many different places, from dreams to people to even movies and places around the globe. So it's just, it becomes something more than knowing that I can do it. It's that step of awareness that it's time to do it.
I love it. And then I just basically nag, sister, what happened to that to-do list? That's me, like, totally nagging. For me, inspiration to me is that spark that makes me sit up straighter and believe that there's more possible than what I see right now. It's not just a nice quote or a pretty sunset. It's that deep gut level reminder that I was made for something bigger. For example, I remember the first time I published a book, 2022. It was no, actually way before that was my dissertation, but after my dissertation, like a regular academic publishing book was 2022. The moment I held it in my hands, I thought about every student, every entrepreneur, every immigrant who had been told their voice didn't matter. I was told that for so long. And that book became more than words. It became proof that when we act on inspiration, we create impact that outlived us, that outlived me. And so for me, inspiration means responsibility. It means I can't just stop at feeling good. I have to keep that momentum going, because that spark isn't just for me anymore. It's for the people who are watching and waiting for permission to light their own flame. And your people probably saying, no, we don't ask for permission. Yeah, but your subconscious is, right? So if you're like, oh, Dr. Leyland couldn't even speak English and she wrote this mini book, what's my excuse? I can do this, right? That's the kind of inspiration that I want. But inspiration is just that little spark. You need to get that momentum going by action. Just do it. Don't make excuses for yourself like, oh, I can't write because English is not my first language. It's not either of mine. Believe me, there's always help out there, right? Oh, I'm not very good at grammar. Okay, but there's AI now. Like, you can help yourself.
Say mine neither. It's American
right?
Hillbilly. Yeah.
Mine neither. It's not an excuse anymore. So, you keep going. I do it for others now. I don't just do it for me. I used to at the very beginning, when I realized I get feedback from my students like, oh, wow, you did that. How do you do that? And I'll show you how. So Marlene, back to you. Who or what has been the biggest influence on your journey so far?
On my journey. Okay, and I'd have, you know what, guys, I'd have to say, if I had to choose one individual, it would have to be, my mother, because when we were really small, we traveled from Chicago, which is where I'm originally from. We traveled from there to here to Memphis to visit my grandmother, and my mother was separating from my dad, and so she had to stay there for a while and just work and just keep, because she started a job. She stayed and she worked while we traveled here, and I saw her traveling through. I don't know if you know anything about the weather, you guys, in Chicago. Mom would work and she got off at nights, and you know how dangerous Chicago is. And when I think about, in terms of who the I used to watch her, and I was never afraid, because I always expected to see her walk through the door every night. Every night, and my aunt used to look out the window, just looking like she was just frightened. But we always knew she was coming. And when I look at her journey, it makes me think about us also as business owners, as leadership. We have to take, and as Mike even said earlier, and maneuver whatever different types of whatever's facing us. We have to make that journey work. And that's what my mother did. She never gave up. She worked those night hours. And guys, she stays safe. And I have a beautiful mother. I say, how could someone as gorgeous as you get through the night, and nothing, nothing ever. I was happy nothing happened to her, guys, but she was really pretty. How's it that no one ever challenged her? But my mother said to me once, guys, when you're walking, and I'm the same way, when you're walking places or you're doing something, guys, you have to stay focused and be bold. And people do not challenge you and bother you as much when you don't look. Then Mike said, yes, when you're not acting afraid, because you have a purpose. You're purposed, and you are walking ahead, CJ, Susanna and Mike, and you are not afraid. So my mom, I have to say, her bravery impacted my life.
Oh, I love that. And I love that you actually seen what she has done for you to kind of mimic but do better. Like, our kids are 2.0, right? They're better than us, really. They're smarter than us. For me, at least, they're more beautiful. Thank God they're taller than me. Like, that's all I'm gonna say with that one. And I think they have more attitude than I do. I don't know. But Mike, how about you? Who or what has been the biggest influence in your journey so far?
Oh, I almost started talking on the mute. All right, so I'm still with it enough. All right, we're good. Gosh, all right. I hope y'all enjoying these short answers, at least for me. I would say grandparents initially for the totality of my life, and especially my granddad's sayings. But for the most part, faith and family. I definitely would have to say that. Especially here, lately in the last few years, a lot of newness, a lot of changes. So I would say, friends and family, being grounded when storms hit. Got a lot of good friends too, right? Obviously, the people on panel, folks in comments. But really in the last few years, Hounds community, hands down. I'm just some dude in a camel hat taking a walk. I just never believed that, there was this many people who could relate to what I was going through. Right? Imposter syndrome, falling through the cracks, not good enough, right? I was the only one not smart enough to finish the course. Come to find out it was the wrong course, right? Things like this. So just knowing that I wasn't alone, that people believed in it, then they also want to see what I see. They want to see other people stop falling through the cracks, right? They want to see other people pushed up and lifted. I'm no longer interested in being a better student of whoever, or Tony, man. I want to be Tony, bro. That's how we're going to make major impact. So it's just really fun right now. I would say all the above, but Hounds members, friends, you guys, it's huge because it ain't just me. Like we got major players in the game doing this. Like, wow, it's like Redneck Camelot, right? It's amazing. So I'm just inspired daily. It's a grind. There's a lot of hard work still involved. There's a lot of, hold your breath moments, but it's kind of like a fish in water. It could be turbulent water, but that's where I belong. Does that make sense? I'm inspired by a lot. I see a lot of positive.
Well, that's good because you actually, there's always that one person that inspires you, but there's also that community that inspires us to do better, right? Like Susanna can hear me, like, how do I solve this problem for my students, right? So Susanna, what about you, sister? Who or what has been the biggest influence in your journey so far?
Basically, I got three. And part of it is one is continuous, and that's my faith. And I'm going to start that with how doors were opened for me, which led to the second, which was a place, but then really the one who's been the biggest influence has been you. And I say that all the time because you have everything nobody knows. And again, this faith is, I sit back and it's like, faith is why you ended up in my life, because you're the only one who knows how to get me to move beyond boundaries. And you can do it in a way, no matter how you may say it, I always hear the love behind it. So it's like, you say it. Sometimes I know when you're planting the seed, and other times when you just say it and it's like, okay, what's next? So that has been, how else do I do I look at that trip to Orlando, the trips that we've had, teaching now, like, okay, and then just so many other things that you've helped me open and expand. It's just, that's how it's been. So I always say, I don't know where or if I'd be around right now without you.
Aw, don't make me cry. I have really good makeup right now. Like seriously. But
Yeah, me
trust
too.
goes a long way, right? Trust goes both ways, because sometimes people, you kind of put it out. And I'm the type of person that if I know that you needed a little push, I will. Like Marlene said no to me a couple of times, and I won't let her. She's like, well, my daughter is this. I'm like, and all I hear was like, Marlene, so you want it, right? And she's like, well, I'm like, no, Marlene, you want it, right? And so I tell her the answer by asking her the answer. Like, I literally will push her. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so glad you pushed me because I needed that push. And I only will do that for people I know for sure that are willing to see themselves grow. Because what do I gain from being mean? What do I gain from pushing you if you're not ready yet? Nothing but heartache. I won't do that. I don't got time for that, especially right now in my life. And same thing for Mike. Like Mike and I will, like, I would have a silent treatment and he thinks I'm mad at him. And I'm like, bro, no, I'm going through my bullshit life right now. Excuse me, YouTube. And so that's the reason why. And he's like, oh, we're good. I'm like, dude, I love you. Like, if you did something wrong, you know that I would not just let this friendship go. I would call you. And Marlene got a text from some random people, and Marlene's like, CJ, you would never do that to me. And I'm like, yeah, you know me better. I would never do that to you, Marlene. She's like, who are these people trying to do? And I'm like, I don't know who that is. But that's the thing, is like, you guys know me, that I got your back no matter where, when, or how. I'm not that person that will just nilly-willy, go in there and destroy people. I don't do that. Otherwise, I would have so many wrinkles to destroy people. Like, I don't wake up like that. I just don't. But I do want to answer this. Who are the biggest influence? To me, the biggest influence on my journey so far, there's so many people. Susanna influenced me. Marlene influenced me. Mike influenced me. But for me, when I really look back on my first 10 years of my life, is my grandmother. Right? She was left with an impossible circumstance. Both my grandmothers, actually. And my grandmother, who raised me in the Philippines, she had to shave her head because she grew up in World War II. She had to bond herself to look like a boy because she had a big front and she has to look like a boy. Her sister got raped during that time. Instead of letting that adversity break her life, she kept fighting for survival. And I didn't realize it as a child, all these things that she would put me through, and all I did was complain. But as I got older, I understood that her resilience is in my DNA. It's not even the character. When I face my own setbacks, immigration challenges, like, oh, you're born here, you're born in the Philippines, but your mom's American citizen, so you should be American citizen. Oh, wait, you're already here at 13 instead of 10, so you got to do, like, it was so many things. Academic struggles, believe it or not, because when I came here, I didn't know how to speak English. So how do I do that, right? Business risk all the time. This is my 5th business, really. And I thought of her every time that I do that. She didn't have opportunities handed to her. She was graduated in 3rd grade, but she was the smartest woman I've ever known in my life. Yet she created her own path that taught me that legacy isn't about what you inherit. It's about what you build and pass on. Because of her, I really do not see challenges as a stop sign to stop what you're doing. I see them as part of the story that I'll tell later for my grandkids. And that perspective is what keeps me moving forward in my journey. Like I tell Susanna, hey, this is not a mistake, sister. It just means that you didn't do the right steps, or maybe the right step was there, but it's just not for us. Let's move on to the next one. I don't see failure as a failure or a stop sign to do something. It just means you need to pivot. You need to change, right? When you have a mindset that's open for all this adversity, you actually have less heartache. And stop controlling people, because that's more heartache. We don't do those things. We just don't have time for those things. Another thing that I wanted to ask you guys is, do you believe in inspiration comes from within or from people and the world around us? I know Susanna kind of touched this, but Marlene, I'm going to start with you. I think we are mute. Hold on.
Whether it's internal, external.
Yeah. Do you believe inspiration comes from within or from the people and the world around us?
Like internally, it's you're actually having the like I said, the bravery, and thinking ahead and thinking about what it is that you truly want out of life. What's your purpose, and encouraging yourself to stay focused. And then when you look about, and when I go on different posts, and just like when you send messages to me, CJ, you don't know just how inspiring those messages really come across. I don't believe that you do, but they do. And I saw Lydia in the audience, right? Tonight. Lydia's messages are, Kim. I mean, so many people that I see out here who, story or an experience. We are empowering one another. The external most definitely does. It's like I would say the internal, CJ, is like the cake. And boy, and that external is the icing, baby. Because I mean, without the icing, what would the cake taste like? So I would have to say both of them for me. Both myself, in that I have to keep pushing and keep saying, okay, you can do this, Marlene. Yep, like you said, you faced adversity, you faced some setbacks, but you learn lessons from them. What did you learn from it? And then I'll even pray and ask God, what's the purpose of this? Because I know you got me taking this journey for a reason. So I pray about it. And you know what? Stay focused, Marlene. It's all going to work out. And then I look at, for instance, like look at the three of you here with us tonight, and look at some of what you say online, what Mike says. Okay, and I read yours too, Mike. I read a lot, guys. And a lot of times I'm reading, and I've got a lot of something else going on, but I still stop and I read what you're saying online. I want to say thank you. Thank you for what you're saying, because again, you really don't know who's listening. You really don't know the effect you've had on them that particular day. So just keep on. Even Mike, even if it's something you say something bad that may have happened or whatever, but believe me, somebody else finds that relatable. It's relatable to them, Mike. So you say it and then turn around and say, you know what? But hey, I'm still seeing myself moving past it. That inspires us. So I want to say that tonight, let's keep inspiring one another. We need it.
I love it. And Mike is inspirational, bro.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
What do you think? Do you believe it comes from within or from people and the world around us?
I think y'all making me blush. That's what I think. Right? Y'all just like, is he gonna leave? He looks tired. No, I appreciate it. This has really changed over the course of years. I would say both. But here's the kicker: internal fire sparks, but community makes it burn, keeps it burning. That's what I found. Right. So when I relied too heavily on myself, I got burned out. Right. Too much weight on my shoulders, like Atlas. When I relied on others, then you tend to drift. Right. You don't exercise. You're relying on other people. Right. And that can cause a whole slew of issues. Right. So to me, I just think it's a blend. That's what I've learned in the 3-something years of being in the hounds of business, right? Pulling that together, expanding, working with you, seeing Lua. Strong core, right? Strong circle. That's probably the best way to say it. Strong core, strong circle. Make sure you're strong. You'll attract and retain the right people around you to get more things done, right? It's compound effect, right? Like I can do it. Look, I got the cheat code. I can't do most of everything, but I got y'all in here filling the holes in the boat, right? Like you can go so much further faster. But again, it takes a real healthy inner knowledge to be able to do that, right? To have boundaries with people, to respect other people's boundaries, to operate in best interest. It's not so easy, but it's worth doing. So I think it's both. You got to get this right, and you'll attract the people around you, and you'll be healthy in your relationships. I finally figured that out. Hey, better late than never, Marlene. Right?
Right, Mike. Right.
Hey, A for effort, baby. Be a grown man. But see that, hey, real quick, you can't teach what you don't know, and that was a problem. I didn't want my girls growing up making the same stupid mistakes I did. So I'm trying to hurry up, teach them, make their own stupid mistakes. Let me get you up there.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. How about your sister?
It's an owl. It's from everywhere. It's from, I get it from dreams. I get it from nature. I get it from other people. I get it from thoughts that I don't know where they came from. I mean, that's how the armor of God showed up. I read Ephesians, tried to figure out why my grandfather was numbering things in Ephesians 6, and then when it finally dawned on me, it took me like 3 readings to figure it out. The next thing in my head was, can I make a fantasy story out of it? I have no idea where that came from. It wasn't coming from me that I know of. So, and when I say owl, I mean, when I talk awareness, it all comes from that owl that just about took my head off one day in the forest, and then kept showing up day after day for like 5-6 times during a week and a half. And suddenly I'm taking selfies with it, and I'm looking for it, and it's just learning how to be more aware of your surroundings. Then how to, and when you're more aware, more ideas come. That forest, frankly, I've had a lot of story ideas over the last 10 plus years that began in that forest. And the story, dear, with Megan started in that forest.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Wow.
It turns out to be you. It's like, yeah, it is crazy.
I know, that's so weird. I know, it's so crazy. Well, I think for me, when it comes to inspiration, I believe in both, like what everyone is saying, internal and external. I have to be inspired with myself because it's a dialogue between the fire in me and the spark around me. So inspiration from within is that quiet whisper that reminds me of my purpose and my gifts. And it's really hard I have like an internal dialogue and struggle every day. Like, I have to do this, but is me talking about my gift narcissistic, or is it helping others, right? And that dream sometimes that I've carried since I was a child kind of questions me. Like, I backtrack because I question it. But then, let's be honest, sometimes that whisper gets drowned out of by life, like by stress, by noise of the world. Like, how many of you have dreams and you got married and you got kids and then you forgot who you are by the time that ends, and now you're being a grandmother, you're taking care of the kids, and then when you have your own quiet moment, you're like, God, I wish I was doing this, right? I don't want to live with regret, but at the same time, there's always that side of you. So I'm trying to find that harmony that when I'm on my deathbed, I don't want to say I regret not doing this in my life, right? So that's when outside inspiration for me matters, like a story, a mentor, or even just watching you guys, push each other with their struggle. It wakes something up inside you and says, hey, it's almost like the world hands you a mirror and says, Marlene, remember who you are. Susanna, remember who you are. Mike, remember who you are. So for me, it's not about choosing one or the other. It's the world around us that plants that seeds. But it's also our responsibility to water them, right, from within, because that's how inspiration becomes motivation. And motivation becomes momentum, is to see, like, how am I inspired by doing me first? And it's not being selfish. It's like, wow, I'm looking at the lights and the beautiful, we take everything for granted. When we moved out of San Diego and I moved to the East Coast, I missed the carne asada burrito we have in San Diego because I didn't have anything in there. The Filipino restaurants I missed because I didn't have anything in there. But you take everything for granted. So today and tomorrow, I want you guys to go outside and really look at your surrounding and take it in. Take it in, because when you walk there, you just take it for granted. But when you move out of that space, you're going to miss it. Believe me on that one. Okay, so I'm going to take a break, but... No.
I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
What's going to inspire and motivate you to send me that daggum trucker's Lua hat that I've been asking for, and you said you was going to give me for a year and a half? When is it? I know you found it.
I think it's already in a box. I did, but I think it's boxed up.
All right. Well, we'll argue about this during the break. How about that? Let's do it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We're going to take a break, but while we're taking a break, because I want to share the 50 inspirational song, but what daily practices or rituals spark your creativity or drive? Because the people who are watching this, I want them to be inspired by your, creativity and your rituals. So think about that while I am going through my uses. This is the 50 inspirations.
Yo, it's not just a scroll, it's a movement. Let's get it. Yeah.
Tap in, level up, it's the real lane. Dr. Leyland dropping fire, not playing games. 50 deep with the mission and the voice. Ain't just talk, we the power, we the choice. We spotlight rebels, dreamers, queens, bosses, builders, legacy machines. You want truth, you want real. This the type of vibe that you feel and heal.
From the mic to the gram, LinkedIn too. 50 connections, yeah, that's the crew. Wanna grow, wanna shine, wanna be seen. It's the dopest network on the scene.
So don't just lurk, engage, ignite. Click that follow, change your life, this ain't hype. This a tribe on a mission, level up style.
Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. From the mic to the gram, LinkedIn too. 50 connections, yeah, that's the crew. Wanna grow, wanna shine, wanna be seen. It's the dopest network on the scene.
So don't just lurk, engage, ignite. Click that follow, change your life, this ain't hype. This a tribe on a mission, level up style.
Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition.
Legacy edition. I was seeing you guys there. Yeah, get the vibe on. Oh my gosh, we're going crazy. I swear,
it's a sketch.
this is just coffee, okay? That's for sure.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. So I don't drink, that's why. Unless you give me Dom Perignon or Cristal, then I will do champagne. But other than that, no. Okay, Marlene, what daily practices or rituals spark your creativity or drive, right? Because there's days where you're like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to do nothing.
Well, you know what really helps from the start is just to even just a exercise of some type, guys. Just to exercise. When I get up and exercise and just move around and do some really weird, really weird movements and dance. I mean, that really does help me to get out there. Like I was dancing off the music a few minutes ago, and gets me really going. Guys, and something that I'm looking at doing right now. One thing that gives me creativity is this too. I'm working from the library. The library saw me at a small business event about a week or so ago, and they said, we watched you. And so when I walk, I'm always looking at what if I anticipate a lot, guys. That's one way I stay creative. I said, I want to walk up to every table out here. I don't want to tell them what I do, Mike. I want to see if I can let them tell me what they do. And then Bailey, I'll just ask a simple question. And you should have seen what happened when I did that. So creativity for me is looking at different ways to approach a situation. So anyway, I was there, guys. And so I walked up to each table and I got their card and they just dived into and told me what they did and everything. And I said, that's great. I said, but can I ask you one question here? And they said, what, Marlene? And I said, I'd like to know if you were actually out, if you had to go maybe on an extended vacation, or if you were on a business trip of some type, who replaces you? Who's your replacement in the business that keeps the business running smoothly when you're not there? And CJ, you should have seen the look I got. People fell back in their chairs with their eyes rolling. They said, one guy said, excuse me, he said, who the hell are you? He said, and what do you do? I didn't have to say what I did, guys, from the start. I just simply asked who would step into their shoes if they were away. And I said, I help people to plan with exit strategies. I help you to prepare for the unexpected. If something were to occur or whatever happens unexpectedly, that's what I do. And I simply said that. And guess what? The library heard me. Ms. Foster, we heard you. Would you come and do monthly workshops of some type here with. So I'm getting ready to do that for them guys. And then what I did after that, CJ, then I turned it into something else different. Y'all know what I'm saying, CJ. And I went from, guys, I'm serious, one step to another step, and now there's another one in place. And sometimes, guys, I have to stop myself. Okay, Marlene, all right, I know you're creative and everything, but that was good what you tried here. So we'll start with this, and I write the rest of the ideas down, Mike, so I don't go all canine with it. I write them down, and then I come back to them. But guys, that's what happened to me by implementing creativity, and it's just bold. It's like taking a chance, guys. I take a lot of chances. I believe in chances. I take risk a lot. I don't know what the outcome will be when I do it, but that's what I do, CJ, is that my daily practice is looking at different things that I can do. If I'm doing something one way, I said, what if I did it this way? And in my mind, it's like whatever you got, strategy you have in place right now, think about how you can creatively do it differently from the way you're doing it today. What are maybe 3 different ways you could implement something in place that could just spark and turn it into something completely different. So I have to say that's me. That's what I use. That's what I do.
I love it. That's my ADHD moment every single day. I'm like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. I'm like, CJ, how about this? Okay, wait, hold on, wait a minute.
That's what I was like. I knew you understood exactly what I meant.
Yeah, that's so true. How about you, Mike? What daily practices or rituals spark your creativity?
No, are you mad at me? Why am I going after Marlene? Come on now. It's like midnight over here. That's just cruel. You're a good host. You know better than that. All right. So first of all, the weekends, my neck got really white. So I had my grass got 3 foot tall. So I had to mow the grass. That took way too long. Then the weed eater wouldn't work. No kidding, because I sit around like all day long, locked in online. I forget there's outside world, right? So that kind of stuff, you'll hear me listen to my David Goggins YouTube shorts. YouTube shorts really help me disconnect. They really help me. And I used to hate affirmations. You know this, right? I used to hate affirmations until I realized it wasn't affirmations I had a problem with. It was the stupid way it was taught for the most part that I learned. So then I had to get it right. So anyway, nighttime affirmations, I really enjoy that. That's really been a cheap way to go to sleep and not listen to anything grumpy. And in the morning, here's the next thing. This is mind-blowing. Y'all don't even know this shit. I don't do anything. I used to jump on the phone like most people do. Don't want to admit it. It's been a game changer. Not having all that distraction and what happened bad when I was asleep and all that. Y'all, come on, don't act like you don't do it. Don't act like y'all do it. Y'all just better hiding it than I am. All right. So it's okay. But just saying, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy the morning before any of the life's garbage just comes piling in and doing its thing, right? You got to guard your time. You got to guard your mind. It really isn't. It used to sound like a bunch of hooey and people writing stuff that don't know what life's all about. And in fact, I think a lot of books are like that. But being around these folks, the hounds, being around winners, people being vulnerable about the path, that's, to me, it was a simple thing. It's just like, hey, 30 minutes, you can afford 30 minutes to wake up without being grumpy and watching something stupid, So I don't even listen to audio YouTube shorts in the morning, because guess what would happen? I would listen to a short and then I start scrolling, right? Like that was, just pick you, define what you want to do. Don't have to tell other people. Don't expect other people to go, oh yeah, that's a good practice. Just do you. If you like it, don't tell nobody. Just guard that stuff and do it any daggone way. Because people can be for you, but they can sure be boat anchors. You ain't got to tell everybody everything. Just be all right with yourself. You winning, you're winning. Don't have to worry about what people think about it. So try weird stuff. Do it. Yeah. You got a redneck over here doing Pilates, for Pete's sake. Like, anything's possible. I mean, come on. Going to a Reiki session. I ain't country no more. They don't let me back in, y'all. Y'all ruined me in a good way.
Oh my gosh. So Sada, what about you? What's your daily practices that sparks your creativity?
Letting go of those that don't belong. I have to do that first. Because there's still people in my circle that I have to keep my distance from. And quite frankly, once I start doing that, once I let those people stay at arm's length and basically disconnect, that then allows me to be more creative, to be more active, to have more energy to focus on the things that I want to do, because I'm no longer letting those people live rent free in my mind. I have to let them go first, and sometimes that just means spending some extra time sitting in bed through prayer and focus to get ready for the day.
Yeah, that's so true. For me, it's my pets. I have 3 dogs and Chacharita, Scarlet Macaw. So in the morning, actually, they get me, and I just watch people. Like I'm. You know how you have people watching? I do animal watching. I look at the beauty in my bird. Like, she's so beautiful, and she's really part dinosaur, right? So I was like looking at her eyes, and sometimes I just take a picture and just try to look like in her eyes, like I'm so crazy like that. And then my dog, I talk to them, and they kind of look at me weird, and I'm like venting, and I watch their behavior. As the other one is Alpha, Athena, and my German Shepherd is Alpha. And the other day, I didn't tell Susanna, but Duke literally Athena attacked Duke, and she pulled, like, my German Shepherd pulled on my English Bulldog's face, like, really hard, and I had to go, like, scream at her, and she let go. But she was saying, "I'm Alpha, don't mess around with me," in front of me. And I was like, what? And so I just watched her behavior, and it reminds me of that. Even the people or animals, I call my animals my people, even my people don't communicate with words, they communicate through actions. They know the rules of engagement. And for me, creativity, I used to be told, like, I can't draw. And you guys already know, like, I talk about my youngest daughter. Both my daughters draw, but my youngest is, like, amazing. Like, I don't say the word genius that easily, but she's literally a genius in art. And when I started drawing, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually embarrassed to show her my drawing because I can't draw. But when she's like, Mom, just keep going. She's like, who told you that you can't draw? I was like, well, my teacher, when I did art one time, they told me to stick with academics because I'm good at it and I can't draw. So I just stopped drawing. But now I have my own, like, pencils, and when I'm stressed out, I draw. And I'm not good at it, but I can try. I don't have to be the best. And my daughter's like, Mom, one thing good about art is that there's no judgment. It's not that perfect circle or whatever. It's just you, and just be you and whatever makes you happy. So I tried that, lately. So for me, I love just dog watching in the morning and looking at animals and listening to birds, and then I'm all pumped up. And I'm like, okay, if they communicate with each other without words, I can definitely communicate today, right? Right, CJ? Like, I tell myself, because most of the problem that you have with other people is because you don't know how to communicate your needs, your wants, your whatever, right? So that's really, for me, my daily practices is just dog watching. Like, I know that's weird, but that's what I do. Now, before we end, by the way, thank you for telling me my thing is on fire. I love that music. I created that music. I did the beats and everything because I love doing creative music. So before we end this conversation, 50 Inspirational Connections, this is the 3rd year, guys, and we want to invite you to, I use my platform. I'm almost at 200,000 followers right now in all platforms. I'm going to grow that. Right now I'm in pause. My marketing team is in pause. But once I get my life together, I'm moving, I'm going to blow it up. I'm going to hit it harder, even harder than before. So I want to create my platform to give everybody a chance to put more inspiration in the world. Our world has been crazy lately with negativity. I want more positivity. I'm not saying that life is all positive, because it isn't. But the more that you put positive things in your conscious level, your subconscious level, more positive things, I'm hoping that your life gets better when you have more positivity. Because we don't need any more negativity. My negativity is laundry list. But if you have 1 or 2 positivity, I think I'm just going to be injected with more inspiration. So that's why my ambassadors are here, because they are inspirational people to me, and I hope that they are inspirational people to you. So, Mike, what is your last minute say in terms of maybe a case study that you've seen for inspiration to your clients that you've seen?
Oh gosh, like you, like we got thousands of stories, right? But it's seeing people that, you know, for me driving off the cliff, right? Being told I wasn't good enough at this or that business, and seeing other people like not go through the stuff I went through. That's the whole like joy of being in the hounds, being around Lua, doing the things that we do because yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. Like it never gets old. Like I don't dwell in it. It doesn't control me. But when somebody goes and talks about like, hey, I spent all this money and they promised me the world, it was a bunch of Facebook ads or whatever, you know, and they're losing money, but they're losing heart. And you could tell like they're being drained. And this ain't no silly thing. We see it in the hounds all the time. We see people that are, you know, building from dirt, leaving their corporate job and going out there and making something happen. So is it easy? No, it's not easy. Are people going to understand you? No, probably the people around you won't. Should you do it anyway? Heck yeah, you should. So go out there and figure out what's going to make you happy. Figure out what it is that you keep suppressing. It keeps popping up like whack-a-mole and start attacking the daggone thing instead of doing maladaptive, silly things. And, you know, go out there and, you know, say, well, I can't. Here's why I can't. Well, why can you? Start asking yourself you find one reason why you should even try. That's my thing, because there's too many good people out there being suppressed. I'm like, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. That's why we got the Hounds of Business. That's a refugee camp for everybody else who didn't fall through the cracks. Welcome home. Let's go leave a daggum legacy. All right. Thank you for having me tonight. I finally woke up. It's time to go. Ain't that something? You knew it was going to happen. It's like, can we do a gig?
Just one more hour. Oh my gosh. Marlene, how about you? What are your advice for people who are thinking of applying for the 50 Inspirational Connections but have trepidation?
Okay, well, I would say, look, like Mike was saying, come and join us, and let's make it this even more fun, more diversity, because that means a diversity of expertise. It means that we won't run out, guys, and we can all learn from one another. I'm learning so much. I don't know if CJ even realizes how much I've learned from her. I learned so much when I come on the on LinkedIn, but especially when I'm with her and she and I are messaging each other. You know, just one-on-one. CJ, that helps me a lot. That does. So I say, come and let's blend together, make it a balance, guys. Come on, and then together we can make this even more powerful. Not just a few of us, but all of us. So I'm inviting you. Please come join us.
Thank you. And also, I call Marlene, and if she needs StreamYard, I hop on Zoom to show her, make sure she's good. Because we have to help each other. If I know that if I need some help on something, Marlene would do the same. So that's what we do. We cover each other's back whenever and however we can help.
Hey, thank you for letting me go first and then Marlene go second. That feels much better. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. I saw that. I pay attention. Go ahead.
But CJ, real quickly, I did have to tell you this one last thing. CJ, guys, when the first year that I was actually one of the 50 Inspirational Connections, she said, Marlene, she had just helped me with StreamYard, right? She said, could you jump on? Did not do it, CJ. She said, can you jump on and do a quick recording for me before you get onto your podcast? Guys, I did it. And I promise you, I know it wasn't the best that it could be best, but I ran across that recording. You know, I can't believe I did this recording, and it came out like it did, and it's still out there. It's out there on YouTube right now. But she said, "Could you do this for me, Marlene?" And I did it, guys, and I was grateful because she had helped me so much. And I want to say thank you again, CJ. Thank you.
Anytime. How about you, sister?
Do it. Take the plunge. I was forced to do it by my sis, but anyway, it's the thing about it is a lot of people, they stay in the background, they stay hidden, even though they've got so much to contribute. And one of the advantages to applying is gaining some visibility. And I put it this way, because 50 is the number. And if there's more than 50, then, I mean, some people don't get in, but that doesn't mean that they don't get noticed. That doesn't mean that they can't be out and start getting recognized themselves because they took that chance. And for some, they might not think they're good enough. They might not think it's like they do it. And it's like, this isn't going to go anywhere. And theirs might just be one of those that gets picked for that 50 because their story is so inspirational and they have so much to give and so much to show others. You just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Also, we're trying to do our anthology on 50 Inspirational and also put you on the magazine. So this will be like a bigger magazine for everybody that's going to be on there. And then you have your badges that we give you as well for 50 Inspirational Connections. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. I value your time. We love you. And we will see you again next Sunday. Bye, everybody. See ya. Thank you, guys.
I started in the silence, behind closed doors. Dreams too loud to keep tucked in the floorboards. Late nights, broke days, no applause in sight. Just coffee, hustling that fire to fight. They said, play small, but I'm built to expand. No silver spoon, just grit in my hand. I will every note, like armor and steel. Visibility's a battle, but I'm real and I heal. From invisible threads to the front of the stage, I'm rewriting the script, turning scars into page. Level up, rise above the fear. Let them hear your voice, make your purpose clear. Every step, every stumble, every tear in the rough. You were made for this moment, you are enough. Level up, break through the doubt. Turn the whispers of your past into a victory shout. You ain't just chasing clout, you're building a legacy. Now the world's gonna see what they couldn't believe. Yeah, yeah. What they couldn't believe. See the back end, just a headline glow. But success is built slow, where the struggle don't show. Algorithms change, but your mission's divine. You're the brand, you're the vision, you're the power behind. You gave free just to prove you have value inside. Now it's invoices paid and your name amplified. You're not just in business, you're changing the game. And your visibility, that's more than a name. No more shrinking, this is expansion. No more asking, this is commanding. You've been the spark, now you're the flame. Entrepreneur by fire, fueled by name. Level up, rise above the fear. Let them hear your voice, make your purpose clear. Every step, every stumble, every tear in the rough. You were made for this moment, you are enough. Level up, break through the doubt. Turn the whispers of your past into a victory shout. You ain't just chasing clout, you're building a legacy. Now the world's gonna see what they couldn't believe. What they couldn't believe. To the late nights, the lost friends, the risks you took, to the brand you built and the space you shook. Here's your crown, your moment, your spotlight beam. You didn't just chase the dream, you became the dream.